Looks like there's something that it opens with that's having to do with, wow, lots of cups energy. Look at that. A choice that you're making from the heart, Leo. And the first four cups right out of the first four cards right out of the gate are all cups cards, which has to do with the heart, has to do with emotion, has to do with feelings, things that are heart-based and emotionally geared. So Seven of Cups in the reverse position says there may be something that is not what it appears to be. Seven of Cups is a card about making a decision, having all these glittering choices in front of you, having to sort of choose what's the most attractive thing, what's the most seductive. It's sort of like you see this Neptunian fog that covers this card. And so it's kind of like things may not be exactly what they seem. And in the reverse position, what it says is that you might be idealizing something that isn't exactly what it appears to be. It isn't exactly what it is. So when I see Seven of Cups, I think, be careful of decision making. With it in the reverse position, that's sort of like another layer of fog, another layer of mystery, of things not being what they seem to be, especially when it comes to decision making, especially when it comes to things that look attractive on the surface. I'm going to say, Leo, be careful and really do your research, like really look beneath the surface, because things that appear to be rosy and glittering, I kind of love that these look like copper goblets, because they may not be as shiny and wonderful as it looks. Just do your research. Check the facts in the background. Do the background research. Do your due diligence is what this says to me with Seven of Cups in reverse. Because you also have Page of Cups, Ten of Cups in reverse, and then you have Queen of Cups. So this is like an evolution in some ways, Leo. There could be a water sign involved, since there's two water cards here, which is Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. One of them might be involved. But what I'm seeing initially is that, especially if you're like attracted or infatuated with a water sign person, because Page of Cups I sometimes call this card infatuation. And in fact, sometimes I call this card infatuation too. This is more like Las Vegas energy. This is more like puppy love kind of energy. But they're both infatuation. So with both of those in reverse, saying like, be careful of your infatuations. Be careful of not misinterpreting something or diving into something that is not what it appears to be on the surface. Page of Cups can also be the younger side of you, Leo, like what makes your heart leap. And you might not be feeling very motivated or enthusiastic or connecting with your heart right now. Like if there's something, it's kind of saying that you might be a little blue, or that you're not really seeing a lot of options in front of you right now. It may feel like, there's 10 of Cups, but it's draining out what you thought was peace and joy and family. It's just saying you might be feeling a little bit drained or feeling like there's not great options in front of you. But I also see that you do have Queen of Cups. So this could be you reflecting on things, coming from a compassionate point of view. This card is very intuitive. She's psychic. She's compassionate. This could be you, Leo, or this could be a water sign. So Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And that's going to be someone who is sort of on your side about things. They're a good counselor, especially when it comes to heart matters. Like if you are feeling down, if you're feeling like the rainbow is pouring out of your cup, if you're feeling a little bit blue, if you're feeling like there's not great options in front of you, this Queen of Cups person can be a really great counselor for you. She's on your side. She's compassionate. She's intuitive. She comes from the heart. So she's seeing things in an upright point of view, whereas these are like cups that are sort of draining or find you a little bit down, Leo. Don't worry too much about that. Just look for someone who's a water-based sign, or someone who has the archetype of Queen of Cups energy, and she can help you with that. She's very connected to her own heart, so she can help you with any heart-based or cups-based decisions, processing of emotions, or just feeling like your cup is sort of draining, your heart, your emotional state is a little perhaps blue. With the middle of the month, I see some decision making, and I see some potential like conflict, but it could also be, or competition, but it could be turned into like playfulness. You have 2 5s here. Actually, interesting, 3 5s in a row. 5 of Wands, 5 in the major arcana, and then 5 of coins. So 5 energy is change and transformation. I'm going to talk about this first, though, with two of coins in reverse. Upright 2 of coins means being adaptable, being flexible, being able to change easily to changing circumstances. Sometimes it can mean joint finances. With it in the reverse position, it's making me wonder, like, is there a way that you are not feeling like you can adapt to change? Is there a way that you're feeling a little stressed out, or you're feeling like you're on one foot about something, maybe a little off balance, that things are changing around you and you're not able to adapt to that? Because with all this 5 energy, it's saying that change is afoot. And in the Rider-Waite, he's on one foot, on balancing. But in the reverse position, it's saying, like, I feel like I'm losing my balance a little. I feel like I'm not sure if things are coming at me from different directions. I don't know if I can keep all these balls in the air. And it may feel like there's some open conflict or competition. Sometimes this can be read as just like petty little conflicts, like traffic, or just like little stuff that comes up in life. I call this card playing versus fighting. It has a lot of Mars energy in it, and it can be like open warfare. You see all these 5 people that are maybe openly like warring against one another or competing, or it's almost like sport. So in that way, it could be like children playing. It could be like playing. So I'm going to say, with both 2 of coins and 5 of wands coming up here, is like, don't sweat the small stuff. Enjoy. There's a quote that I usually read when I see this card that says, enjoy your problems. Like, kind of laugh about it. There's also a saying that if we all gave up our problems and put them all in one big pile, we would scramble, like rush to go get ours back, as opposed to taking on others' problems, in comparison. So try to keep, if you're having issues of being knocked off balance or feeling like the world is changing around you, or there's petty annoyances, try to keep it in perspective and keep it in check. Try to look at it as like the absurdity of life, or laugh at it, make it playful. Same thing with this one. 2 of coins in the upright position is all about flexibility, fun, having a sense of humor. In the reverse position, it might be tough to see things that way, but look at things, if you can, mid-month, Leo, in terms of playing versus fighting. That's really going to help you, because there is all this changeable energy that's happening. 2 of coins in reverse says, I don't know if I can adapt to all the changes that are happening, but I think that embracing it is really the best way that you're going to survive through that, or the best way to approach it. Hierophant in the reverse position says that you may need to do things in an unconventional way. Hierophant is usually about tradition, convention, doing things according to society's rules and laws, doing things in an outwardly predictable way. So I'm going to say, again, embrace the absurdity of certain things. Be unconventional. Look at things as playing instead of fighting. That's going to help you. Change is afoot. And 5 of coins says that there may be some financial loss. There may be a little bit of a feeling of being left out in the cold. But this card always invites you to see, to receive comfort, and to see that the spiritual world is always available to you, Leo. Whether it feels like you've suffered a loss, whether you're left out in the cold, whether it doesn't feel like you're keeping up with others in terms of financial stuff, or whatever your mind is on with this card, noticing lack. 5 of coins says there's always the spiritual world available to you. It's always shining back here, this warm glow. You just have to tune into it. So this is really a card of choice of focus, the material world or the spiritual world. Which of those is going to sustain you? But I see a lot of change mid-month, Leo, because of all this 5 energy. And again, I'm in, emphasize having an attitude of playing versus fighting with the like little conflicts that come up, and also trying to have a sense of humor and being flexible. Then at the end of the month, I see 6 of coins here in reverse. This is resources, knowledge, power. I think with this coming up, I see you having to make some decisions about where you want to put your money, maybe not really being sure about where you're going to put your money. What's interesting is that this can be joint finances, and this is the handing out of resources, the distribution of resources. So there may be some questions for those of you who are in a partnership. You know, where's the money going to go? How are we going to distribute it? Or it could just be, even if you're single, you know, having a hard time deciding in December what your budget's going to be like. Where is this money going to go? Where's that money going to go? Do I have enough to stretch between these two different things? Am I going to have enough to like hand out to everyone that I want to give to? There may just be some challenges there, some difficulties. If you are struggling with any sort of budgeting or distribution of money, both with yourself or in a partnership, I'm going to just say write it down. That's going to be helpful for you. Write down where you're going to, what the income coming in is. That's also 6 of coins, and where the expenses going out are. That's going to be helpful. It might turn around this energy, because otherwise you might end up with 2 of swords in reverse, which is, you know, I can't make a decision, so I'm going to just check out. 2 of swords is stagnation, because it is sort of the option of left or right, up or down, making a decision between 2 options, but not having the ability to confront that decision, and so therefore you check out. I'm going to say too, this especially comes up around the new moon on the 29th, because I see this here at the end of the month. So there might be, with these 2 cards that are 2s, 2 swords and 2 of coins surrounding the resources, I'm going to advise Leo, don't avoid it. Don't go into avoidance. Don't check out. Confront things directly. And by the way, with a sense of humor and a sense of fun. Because you could either just totally avoid all this, which is the reverse energy. It's like keep it buried so you're not looking at it. Or confront it directly, and therefore you do pass through this. You make a decision. You are able to adapt to changing circumstances. It may just be reviewing your finances and deciding, okay, well, I have to make some adjustments. This has to go here. This has to go here. You know, it's just kind of like look at it head on. That's really going to help you, Leo, for December. And then at the end of the month, I see 2 warriors here. It's got 9 of Wands in reverse, and then Knight of Coins. So Knight of Wands is someone who is in the upright position, someone who's a warrior and has endurance and is a survivor. Often in the Rider-Waite, he's depicted as having his head bandaged. I call this card Cool Hand Luke, because he keeps getting knocked down and getting back up. I'm going to say that the only thing that is going to challenge you with this card is a feeling of defensiveness or paranoia, or feeling like you're going to be knocked over from any direction. 9 of Wands on the low side, and the reason I'm reading it that way is because it's in reverse, is feeling like people are coming at me from all sides. I have to keep looking over my shoulder. I have to keep vigilant about where the next attack is going to be coming from. See if you can lighten that up, Leo. If that's something that you're experiencing, see if you can identify more with the high side of this character, which is, I survive anything. Whatever comes at me, I can handle it. Come at me, bros. I can do it. I'm the survivor. I also like in this card, I sometimes say, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. That's an old Buddhist quote, because that's who this guy is. Doesn't matter how many times he gets knocked down, he always gets back up. You may be worried about that, Leo. You may be concerned that if you get knocked down, you're not going to be able to get back up. Or, you know, another low side of this card is defensiveness or paranoia, like, I don't know if I can take it anymore. I don't know if I can endure anymore. I don't know if I can survive this. So you will survive if you can identify with the survival aspect of this card. The fact that he has endurance. He has the capacity to withstand a lot of trials and battles. And by confronting something head on regarding finances, knowledge, resources, and making a decision, it's going to help you survive through this, whatever it is. By turning these around and confronting them head on and directly, you'll turn him around too. And then you also have the Knight of Coins, who actually is very good for coins energy. He's very practical. He's very grounded. He considers things. He weighs options. He thinks things through. He is a knight, so he is clever, romantic, playful, all the characteristics that a knight has, but he's the most stable of all the knights. This could be an earth sign person, so it could be Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, in which case they are definitely helping you, like, see things, helping you be practical. He's actually a good person to employ his help towards any of this financial stuff that's going on. Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, they're all very good with grounding energy, with the physical realm, because they're earth sign people. So this is sort of like a knight in shining armor who's going to talk to him about anything that has to do with physical stuff, whether it's money, whether it is things to do with health or the body, whether it has to do with your surroundings, your assets, your possessions, your physical surroundings, anything that has to do with something physical. Knight of Coins is the guy who he's there. He's a strong person who can help. So see if you can rely on his help towards the end of the month, Leo, especially if you've got any survivorship issues going on or feeling like the resources, you can't make a decision.